Hello and welcome back to Closed Circuit Sports. I know it's been a hot minute. My name's Drew Goldman. If you're new to the channel, we race go-karts, at least in real life. In the simulator, we race everything. We race a little bit of everything. That's the beauty of iRacing. But today, it's a new Gen 206 at Whiteland Raceway Park in the Indy Karting Challenge for round 3, 2026. Braden Heber, as we go out for qualifying, loses a wheel. You see it? Weep, 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 weep. I point, helpfully, and ride out behind Zach Allen, who's weaving to warm his tires on the outlap here. We bend it down the end of the straight. Swing it out here onto the front straight. And the session is already green for qualifying. "5 minutes plus 2 laps. Excuse me. No, I misspoke. 5 minutes, period, for qualifying. 7 minutes plus 2 laps. The heat races last year were 5 minutes plus 2. I was wondering where that came from. I was like, how did I even get that number in my head? There we go. Last year was 5 minutes plus 2. This year, the heat races are 7 minutes plus 2 laps. Blake Deester making a guest appearance for Top Kart, typically works with the team, one of the lead mechanics on the team. Kind of like when Derek Cutshaw and Nick Denny make racing appearances for New Gen. It's like, hey, love to see it. When Steven Taylor came out last year with CW Kart, it was like, hey. When Matt Burpo got out there, forgive me, excuse me. We're coming up here on lap 3. Trying to set a hot lap now. The tires should be warm. There's so much less stress in a rental car. Different stress, yes. But a different trust as well. If something were to go wrong, you know that we would fix it, instead of it being oh, how would I fix it? I don't know how I would, where would I even start? That got the better of me at the Elkhart Grand Prix. The Riverwalk Grand Prix in Sierra last year. We got a bent axle in the pre-final and a little set screw that I wasn't prepared to have to remove by brute force. I did not have the tools to get this axle out and the other axle in. And it's not like it would have made me a contender for a win. It just would have been a potential to finish. And so we called it a weekend. And it was super depressing. But I knew that I could take it back to New Gen and that they would know what to do. So I love that I can trust them to wire me up a good go-kart, just like they do for Zach, just like they do for Colton, who are my 2 teammates who are quicker than me. Reed is gaining though. He's been making appearances, and he gave me a very good fight in round 4 at the end of the final. Had to hold him off. 47.8 I don't know if that's on pace. I think we're about half a second off. Oh, but not with busy hands like that. I'm trying to be lighter with my hands, but that's making the hands busier. Trying to drive with quiet hands is what makes me try to muscle the wheel and be rougher with it than I'm supposed to be, and then manage a slide. What I'm trying to do right here is minimize sliding, which leads to what looks like crazy hands. So stitching these things together is going to be interesting, because what we're trying to get is all of the rotation in the first half of the corner. Like as much rotation before the apex as possible, because you're supposed to be back on the throttle if you had to come off it at all before the apex. Ooh, I chopped down that corner there. That was a terrible final lap. I don't think I'm getting one more. Might. But I don't think we are. I think that was checkers. Yep. Okay. So we come wheeling in. Behind Zach, behind Braden, behind Colton, behind Blake Deester. And I believe there were 12 karts in class today. So this is good points on offer for the season. Just gotta finish it clean. I came into this race pissed. So it was a very animated weekend. And the next weekend we had round 4. And I've been out of town for work. So I appreciate everybody waiting, especially Colton, because he's the one who keeps on checking on, hey, is that ever coming? And I'm like, yeah, coming, it's coming. I just gotta do the voiceover. It's edited. And then every time I open it to do the voice editor, I'm like, it's not done. So I make an edit here, I make an edit there. But for now, we run it. This is the homework that I have to do in order to earn the next race, because sharing this with you all is the only thing that actually justifies me going through this experience as a grown-ass man that I am. Because, no, karting was not the dream. Getting good at racing, though, yeah. And you can't skip steps. Not if you actually want to get to do more than one. Otherwise, you're going to have one spectacularly expensive day and no more after that. So, karts is where you start until you learn what you're playing and you upgrade and take it from there. But working with a team like New Gen, you get the chance to work with guys like Miles Brownlee here, my mechanic for the weekend, and race the best in the Midwest. Roll the open I spent too much time making, huh?
The night race will be very...
This should be a good one.
Andrew Goldman is going to be a driver to look out for next race. He was coming on strong in the final couple of laps there. He was gaining on the leaders.
All right, before the final, before the main event, before the night race, here we are, the heat race. 7 minutes, plus 2 laps, on the track map that you can see in the top left corner of your screen. The speedometer in the bottom right corner is in miles per hour. In these little 4-stroke 206cc 10 horsepower-ish go-karts that we have with one single rear brake. We're topping out around 54, 55 at this track on this layout. And it feels pretty damn fast. But what's tough is being as fast as the guys who race them competitively at this level. I just had my birthday, and I am no longer a spring chicken. I'm not old. I don't qualify for Masters yet. And that is what I always thought of as the old guy class. So when I am old enough to qualify for that, I hope I am still fit enough to keep up with and still choose to compete with these guys. The problem is, these guys are damn reckless because, and no offense to any of these kids, the vast majority of them are not responsible for the bills that come with racing. And I don't know how that gets handled in-house. I'm sure everybody's house is different, but I never had that opportunity as a kid, so I don't know what that dynamic is like for your dad to be your team boss or anything like that. Or to be a factory driver or something of that sort. What I know is that when I go racing against regular people, I'm really quick. When I go racing against these guys, I'm mid at best. And this is my second year in this sport, as I would call it. This is my second season of 206 in the Indy Karting Challenge, which I will from here on refer to as the IKC because that's how we all call it.
It's been a while since the last round. This is good.
It's been up and down this year in terms of the number of karts in the class, but ours is always the most populated class. No matter how many people showed up for every other class that weekend, ours was still the biggest. Which is why it's a good place to start. Because if you already have decent fundamentals in terms of finding pace out of whatever you're driving, then racecraft is what you ought to focus on. And these force you to focus on racecraft because you have exactly 0 momentum to spare. You have exactly 0 top speed to spare. But they are 100% still pro karts because of the level of guys competing in them and the parity at the top. If you think that you can keep up with the lead pack in 206 Open at your local go-kart track, go for it. I encourage you to film it. I will advise you not to film the first one. I chose not to, and I was almost annoyed that I didn't. It was round 10, 2024, trying to warm up for the Blue Shock Daytona WKA event that I had signed up for. And I realized that I was probably in over my head running a 30 horsepower electric. We were about to go green here, forming up for, oh boy, the pre-final. Blake Deester, Cole, Colton Kelly, in front of me. Levi Woodward, third there. Zach Allen alongside. I blew that corner, let 26 through. Didn't mean to, but alright. Fisher. His name was Fisher. His last name is Graham. That was what his name was. I kept on calling him Arkansas in the visor cam video because that was all I could remember. He snuck ahead of Zach there. We all slot in single file pretty quickly, but eesh, trying to still get the tires up, the temperature. Oh, keep it on the track. Oh, and not lose momentum. Come on, get back up there. Okay. We were talking about parity. We were talking about... Okay, yeah, there goes AJ Lund. Alright, he's fast, and I hadn't heard anything from him yet until right there, where we're in the pre-final, and I go, what, he's even here? He's racing? Okay, alright. Follow him to victory. Don't lose him. Now we're in 7th. We started in 5th. There are only 12 of us here. Come on, Goldman. Round 10. I rented a kart from CW. It was a Burrell. It was the number 55. Stephen Taylor's kart. And he rented it to me. And I felt like I was sticking out at the top of it. I did not have a rib protector yet. And it really hurt. That whole day hurt. I spun at one point in that exact corner that we just went through there. I caught the outside and went all the way around to a full 360, caught it, continued, finished the race, pointed the right direction, didn't come to a full stop. I felt pretty proud of myself for saving the spin, but rather embarrassed that I went the whole way around. Whoop. That was clean. I feel like I learned my lesson from all of the bump drafts that I gave to Nico down that straight in round 2. It's like, okay, don't do that, maybe. Maybe just go as fast as you can possibly go. Oh, something went wrong for Colton. He lost a couple of spots there. Just like that, though. Through on Fisher. And right back on the tail of Kelly. Ah, we're losing Kelly. Poor exit out of the hairpin. Decent run out of Daytona. Topping out at 54. Dipping it in. Barely brushing brake there. Not brushing brake there, just lifting. Little lift there to keep it stable. Didn't lift enough there, actually. You could hear it in the tires. That little note doesn't sound like slow. The is slow. The little squeal doesn't actually seem to be slow. It's not making you faster. Everybody's gonna start tapping helmets now. Look at this. We are back with the lead pack on lap 6. New gen 456, love it. Alright, just stay with my guys here. Colton's back through on Zach there. Oh. I'm gonna get done here. No? Somebody's supposed to be alongside me. Wow. Okay, I just defended my ass off there. There goes Braden, okay. I might have still been defending against the 26. I don't even know where Braden came from. He might have been the one on my ass that whole time. I did not take that last corner correctly either. I know the right way through there. I have to get more consistent there. Braden is already getting away. I took that corner so poorly. I people want to say I make up for it in the S's. Nope. No, I definitely don't. Yep, there goes 26. Okay. Alright, now he's my race. Shoot. Once we get to this part of the race, this is when I start just muscling the cart and driving outside of myself and losing composure. So, noting that problem. It's not a fatigue thing. As I yawn, excuse me. It is right now, 11:50 at night. I had a long work day. I took a little siesta after work because the heat index was 106 in Indiana today, but hey, blessed to have a good job. A job good enough that I get to go and do this on the weekends. Haha. Which, I was telling that Blue Shock story, or rather, my debut in the Indy Karting Challenge and how I chose not to film that so that I would have something to film when I went and ran in Blue Shock at Daytona, because that was my first flyaway race and I knew it was going to be great content, and I still think it came out pretty good even with the time that's passed since then. Oop, different passing spot, but we make it work again. Oh, make it stick. A little floaty through there. Keep it. 2 to go. Eesh. Not great. Not great. He's visiting, and I'm barely holding him at bay. That's very impressive from Fisher. And in the final, he's even more impressive. The Santos boys were not here this weekend. They come back for round 4 and make a impact. But this weekend, my nemesis, whether he wanted it or not, was Fisher. Big boy, 15. Not big in the sense of like chunky neither. I just mean like, you're 15? What are they feeding you in Arkansas? And coming all the way up to get to race against a good field, which I absolutely respect the hell out of, especially from his family making that happen for him at that age. Because I'm sure he was ecstatic at the opportunity. But that's a hell of a challenge for a family to take on a weekend. So, props to everybody who comes out on these events. Especially, there was in the New Gen Garage, a visiting family from Atlanta. The sister came out from IU to watch her little brother race. I thought that was super cool. Karting is a family sport. Don't let anybody tell you this is a solo sport. This is a team sport. Teams are just families. Pulling behind Braden, he made some progress. Not as much as he wanted, I'm sure, but he'll live. AJ actually won the heat race, but got DQ'd for being light over the scales. His fastest lap was a 47.0. So I do think we were about half a second off the pace. But now coming back here for the final. We peel out. Lights are dark now, obviously. Or the lights are on now because it is dark. Excuse me. English. Oh, this is going to be a weird one. The lights seem to have messed with the stabilization of the GoPro. So this is going to be a little bit harder, but I think the narration is going to help here. Because the visor cam of this race came out decent, in spite of the glue on the damn Velcro strip failing toward the end of this race. So I keep on having to reach up to my visor and fiddle with it to try and get it to stick. It's literally, the sticker was coming unstuck. It wasn't the Velcro that was failing, it was the glue on the back of the Velcro. Which has been there for a while. But still, not the time for that to be failing. So, I'm not blaming it, but if you see me reaching up and messing with my helmet quite a bit more often than usual, that is what was happening, and I gripe about it plenty in the visor cam video, which has dropped already on the channel. If you'd like to come and see it, you absolutely can. I like that angle better personally because it has my real-time narration. This is more like the film room breakdown. Green, green, green. So having finished in 7th, we end up starting in 6th because the guy who won got DQ'd. But through right away goes Braden fixing that problem for me. He was already alongside, I lied. So we're good still, we haven't lost anything yet. Go, 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 go. Tire's still very cold, it is night now. The track is not hot. Ah! Okay. Why does this look like it was filmed underwater and at light speed? It's crazy because the stabilization works in the daytime just fine. It's not like the mount quit. In the next weekend it works just fine, so I don't know why it's so shaky for this race, but it gives you a little sense of how much the actual vibration is through the kart. Even in this, the most pedestrian of pro kart classes, this is 10 horsepower. Minimum weight of 365 pounds with the driver. So you stand on the scale with your kart and you must both combined equal a minimum 365 pounds in our class, which is 206 senior. A very finesse-based combination, I would say, of NASCAR and Formula One. Isn't that just IndyCar? No. Formula One and the way you have to drive the tracks with the commitment in order to even keep up, much less make overtakes. And NASCAR in the sense that they are not as fragile as you expect them to be. You can play through some damage and some contact. You will be penalized for something egregious. They don't let things go when they're called for. When it's a justifiable penalty, they will call the penalty. But they don't throw penalties because they want someone in particular to win this time. That's not this track. I've been here for a year and a half now, and I've yet to see that. Either in the semi-pro races or these pro races. The Indy Karting Challenge is the top level of competition available at this track. Okay, AJ Lund is the guy who won the heat race. There he finally goes through on us, but we'll see if we can stick with him and chase him to the front. Ooh, not if we keep sliding corners like that. Down the hill. Okay, maybe I'm turning in too early there? That's interesting. Turning in too early leading to understeer because I'm having to open up before I reach the apex. And already entering too tight. That's interesting. Okay. The game of lines here is what feels so Formula One about it. If I hadn't been obsessed with the Formula One games for 4 or 5 years before thinking about coming out and doing this, I would have been toast. Alright, there goes, that's gotta be Deester. Okay. How did he end up back there? Anyway. There must have been a kerfuffle. It's a good thing that the points are only for the final. But points only matter if you finish toward the front. God, my hands are terrible. Trying to get lighter with my hands, but then that forces faster reactions, and the faster the reaction, the more force I end up using to try and fix it. And as Band-Aid solutions for stab wound problems, gotta fix my entry. I'm going in late everywhere. Everywhere that I'm not late, I'm early. It's because I'm trying to experiment with the line. Through goes Graham. Fisher Graham, visiting from Arkansas, number 26, finally gets through me on lap 9. When the tires seem to have gripped up, and this is what I said to Derek after the race. I said, the tires came, it wasn't, what went wrong in this race was not the kart. The kart had more than I was able to get out of it. It was like the tires gripped up and I didn't know what to do with it because I needed to be adjusting my line as I was driving it. But that then forces me to experiment, which is what you're seeing in my hands. This is me going, okay, so where the hell is the grip then? If it's moved, because now my tires are gripped up, but the track is still cold. Because relative to earlier in the day, the track is cold. I think it was like high 60s, low 70s at this point. So it was like beautiful. Like it was perfect weather for racing. But the track was not as grippy as it had been earlier in the day. Now that didn't stop the other guys, the front runners, from still setting faster laps than they had even thrown down in qualifying because they were using the draft and using it properly. I was trying to hang on at this point because no, I wasn't gassed, but I was outside of myself. Like, I was not within my own head. I was, overdoing it. And you saw me just hit the wheel there. I'm frustrated because I went off, because I just keep making mistakes, because I keep experimenting. Instead of just setting another qualifying lap under these conditions, and setting another qualifying lap under these conditions. It's like I'm searching for where the fastest line is, but that always will take you off of the fastest line, and I don't know, man. We got a good lap on the last one, 47.7, but 48.6 to follow it. My consistency is just ass in this race. And yes, 1 second difference is a significant difference. I hate that it's surrounded by similar laps. Let's like lock in here, kid. Okay, the smaller corrections. We want smaller corrections. We want to be closer to the right answer every lap. We don't want to be finding more of the wrong answers and then going, okay, don't do that. No, just get a little bit closer to perfect every lap. Don't try to take chunks out of it, just closer to perfect every lap. The fewer mistakes you make, the better. But if you make mistakes, make them small ones. And recover quickly. And minimize the damage. All of these things are running simultaneously. So we got 5 to go. Every time we come around past the little digital timing board, there's a clock there, but you can't really read it at night with the lights on, with the clear visor. So you get reflection through it. It's just a little bouncy, blurry. Keep the flag lady on the right, but can't even see her in the frame. It's unfortunate that this is not the best angle of this race. Again, if you want the more cinematic view of this one, I would go ahead and go watch the visor cam, because this is intense as hell, but hard to follow. It's so jumpy. And if you were with us just earlier here for the heat race, it did not look like this. And if you join us again for next week's round 4, yeah, it didn't look like this. So it's kind of crazy how intense it looks with the lights on at night. I didn't even think the compensator was messed up or anything, but I think it's just the way that the light is getting processed in the low light. The way it's magnifying the low light and then trying to balance that with the stadium lights, I think that's kind of overloading it. But regardless. Okay, we're hawking him down now. I don't believe we catch him, but that's a rally. Because you see, we threw down a fastest lap, and then a 47.8, and then a 47.8. And we're about to do another 47 something. Yes, we did. Okay. So with 2 to go, can we get him? I don't believe we did. I believe he got the better. I'm not trying to disappoint you, buddy. I'm just trying to keep you from being disappointed. We had a good back and forth with him all day. I had him in the first half. But he did finally lock the hell in at the end there. And I locked the hell in chasing him. You see, the big mistakes went away, so he must have been applying good pressure. But damn. We try and keep it tight. You see how much quieter the tires have gotten now here. It looks like I know what to do with the grip now. These are still not the kind of laps that I could be turning because I'm doing too much on the wheel. And I'm coming out of the throttle too often as well, but I'm trying to minimize the slide here. Fisher and I are trying to get back to the lead back, but he has done a plenty good job of keeping my hands full this race. I believe we are scrapping for 7th. This was at like 10:30 at night on a Saturday night. It felt like prime time. It felt like the main event. It was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Is it a little cold? Yes. Is it a weird adjustment to try and make for the time and the scheduling of the day? And yes. Was it very fun? Yes. Did it make for more chaos? Not this one. Round 4. Round 4, we had plenty of chaos. Kinda melted my hands during this weekend. There was a blister that I picked up on Friday night practice, driving the wheels off of my go-kart, overdriving the hell out of my go-kart. And I was carrying that injury into Saturday night, and then pick up a back injury over the course of this week, and I'm nursing that, so no excuses, but explanations. 13 seconds off the leader. It was a decent race. And a hell of a race between Colton and Braden. If you have the time, go watch it on Kart Chaser. If you want your race videos to have data like mine, give me a call. And if you want to race in the fastest electric go-karts in the world, call Blue Shock.
You always worry about a mechanical failure whenever you go racing, and this is no different, but it's simpler. There's fewer parts that could be the issue. If something is an issue, you know very quickly what the problem is and you know what you need to do to fix it. The battery is pretty quick to swap out. The plug-and-play nature of it is remarkable. These are like the Tesla Plaid of a go-kart. It takes off and it has no top speed. You just need more track. If you're a gamer, you hate lag. There's no lag. It is immediate. It listens so fast to any input that you put into it. I would absolutely tell anybody who's looking into it to do one event first. If you love it, you love it. If you don't, I'll ask why. I managed to beat my qualifying time in the final, which was good for my first event with BSR. It felt pretty good. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I'd never raced at the national level before. I think I know what kind of coaching I need to keep moving up and keep moving forward. And next year I'll be racing at Whiteland Raceway Park in Indiana.
You want to be the champion they talk about? Join us right now.